Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I've got a fun project setting up an Easter planner. Okay, so we're going to get right into doing some crafting with this planner. I have got my Happy Planner punch, I've got a pair of scissors, and I do also have my paper trimmer, so just depending on what I need something to cut with, so I've got some options. I also, of course, have this spring planner. It is a planner from Lemony Fizz. I will link her shop or her website down in the description. But it does say spring planner. I printed out everything one-sided. Um, the first two pages are on cardstock. So this one is the index, the second page. So I'm just going to go really slowly so you can see everything. There are dates, checklist, guest list, budget, menu, planner, baking planner, recipe, grocery list, egg hunt planner, baskets, games and activities. And then the right hand side has like a bunch of others. So again, I did it on one side. If you needed that, please do, screenshot it and get it to just take a look. But also you can see it on the website. I'm realizing these pages are out of order, so let me put these in order. So the first two I did print on cardstock, and they were crooked, so I decided to print the rest out on just regular copy paper, and they printed out much nicer actually. So, yeah, I don't know. The cardstock doesn't go well with my printer. But I'm gonna go through the pages that I printed out. I didn't print out every page. So the first one was Easter dates. The next one is Easter checklist. It has 1 month before, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 1 week, a day before, and day of. So again, I won't read everything to you. Definitely download this printable if you see something that catches your attention. Then we have Easter menu. So it's starter, main dish, sides, salads, and desserts with a note section at the bottom. I did print out 3 of these, just to have the extra space. And then we've got shopping list, so clothing and accessories, gifts and baskets, decorations, miscellaneous, food and drinks, and then the blank spot down here. I'm trying to scroll slowly so you can see this, but again, definitely download the file if you like what you see. And then I did print out the 40 days of gratitude. It is a 2-page spread where you're able to track just one thing you're grateful for each day, if I can open it. Yeah, so 2 different designs for that. And then it didn't have notes pages, so I decided to print out basically uh, 2 pages with like images, and there were a couple of different designs with each month, but I just printed out these 2. Thought I would be able to use those for notes. And so that was my set. Again, I didn't print out everything, but the first 2, the cardstock index and the cover, super crooked. So I'm going to use a pair of scissors to try to trim it out, and get this kind of cleaned up a little bit so I can try to trim it on my paper trimmer. You guys, like, as I'm like getting started on like putting everything together, I gotta tell you, I actually ended up struggling quite a bit with my printer. I think my printer is like on its last legs because the paper, copy paper, ran through just fine, but I ended up having to like uninstall, reinstall, re-download, undownload, do all the things to be able just to print out just like the first 5 pages. And so it just got super, super frustrating. Yeah, and then I ended up like just having to record this video super late at night, and I'm just not like, it's just, it wasn't fun. So, actually, I'm gonna go try to trim it here. You see how crooked it is? So the cardstock definitely was like super crooked. It pulled into the printer like super crooked. So I don't know what's up with that. And like I mentioned, I'm recording this late at night, and so I'm trying to actually, um, in the middle of doing this video, or like while doing this video, I'm like talking and discussing, but then my daughter is like also in the background, singing and just kind of dancing and just enjoying her YouTube time right before her bedtime. So I ended up deciding to do a voiceover. So it's actually like I'm saying the same things that I'm saying during the thing, during my video, but just, oh, look at this, like, oh, there's like this extra little line. Somehow it didn't end up being like 9 and a quarter. I don't actually know. But anyway, like she's singing in the background, super cute, very entertaining for me. So I'm trying to narrate while she's singing, and then gave it up, and anyway, it was a mess. So you know, doing this with kids is actually a very fun adventure to record YouTube videos. So one of the things that I did with the pages here, all the pages, was I printed it, or it's a PDF, that's a letter size, and so I ended up basically shrinking it to 84%. And so even with that 84%, there's like this little edge down here, which is super annoying to me. So I'm just gonna trim off that edge, actually, and not worry too much about where the sizes are. I am using the guides, the lines on my paper trimmer to get it, but this is like right at 9 inches. So I don't know exactly why it was a little bit short. Probably there was a border. I thought I had printed it a little bit bigger, but this actually looks okay. But let me just measure. It's like 7. Yeah, it's 7 by 9. So it's short by a quarter inch, which um, I'm disappointed by that, but that's okay. It's a DIY project. I'll be okay with it. So since I struggle with that one, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the different the framed items on here just to cut. So I'm just gonna cut based on the images instead of trying to do it the way I was doing it before with the scissors. That obviously was not working for me. And actually I was gonna trim that top part, but I think I need to do the side and just kind of go in like counterclockwise or something like that to try to square it up. So let me see. Let me do these two edges. Okay, I'll do this edge as well. Okay, and then we'll do this final side. I don't know, like this is like super crooked. It feels very crooked to me. Okay, so I've got it to 7. All right, I'm gonna trim this top part, but look, no, that's definitely not right. Like it's cutting off so much of this image. This one, this one is definitely crooked. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna give up on that one for a second. I might just reprint it. So let's go then into some of the copy paper. Now this printed out perfectly fine. I'm going to count. So 8.5, and I need to minus out enough for 7. So that basically is like 3 tick marks, and I'm just kind of doing some manual calculations there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and just do one side at a time, a few pages at a time. So I'll do that set. Then I will count the 3 tick marks again, and I will do this side. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it upside down and cut it to the 7 inches for the width. All right, so that's good. And then we will do this set. Actually doing it like a stack of 2, or like 2 stacks like this, probably a little bit much. So I am actually going to split it a little bit more. All right, let's get it to maybe just 3 or 4 pages instead. So, all right, this side, I think what I'm going to do is like right here at the very bottom, there is a border piece. So I'm just going to trim using that. And I'm just going to trim. It basically was at 10 inches. So I'm going to use 10 inches to cut all these other pages. Again, I'm just using the same mark for all of the pages. And some of it might be a little bit off, but I think it'll be fine. DIY project, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. All right, and then that's the third edge. I'm going to take everything again, stack it all back together, and then turn it for the fourth side and cut this to 9.25. So I'm just using the 9.25 measurement on here to make these last cuts. All right, and I do set this to the side. It's basically turned upside down over here. So let's get these last couple of pages trimmed out. Okay, and then we'll take a look at what else remains to be done. Okay, let me clean up a little bit, get all of my supplies, paper, trash, all that type of stuff cleaned off a little bit. Okay, that's good. I'll stick this to the side, take the pages here. Okay, so again, the 2 cardstock pages are a little bit off, but I really wanted the cover at least to be on cardstock. I wanted all of it to be on cardstock, but you know, it just didn't work out like that. So what I'm going to do is, okay, this is so crooked. All right, what I'm going to do is actually use a sheet of paper, one of the regular copy paper ones, since that copied straight. And you know what? I think I need to, yeah, it's like super crooked. I think I need to go ahead and trim it. So I'm going to grab a pair of scissors here and trim this a little bit. All right, so let's just make it square with the paper. Oh, in fact, you know what? I need to do it on this side. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a little bit of a lip here. So I'm going to cut off this lip from, all right, I think cutting it off, it'll still look centered to me. Okay, so I'm going to cut off just this extra edge right here on the two cardstock pieces, basically. Okay, a little bit more trash. Here's a little piece of trash right here. All right, okay, and then let me see. I think that'll be okay. I wanted like at least a clean edge to punch, right? And I think that looks a lot better. Okay, let me get this. Okay, actually I can't see the marks, so let me see how I can do this. I'm gonna use the paper again, copy paper. Come here. All right, so I'm gonna use the copy paper and kind of align it. It's still a little bit crooked, but it's actually not too bad actually once I cut off that left edge. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this first punch. You guys, my daughter is like literally right behind me singing right now, so funny. Okay, I'm gonna punch a few at a time. The Happy Planner punch is a much nicer like depth for the mushroom punch, but it only takes a few pages at a time, so even with copy paper. So take your time if you're doing this project. I'm just doing a few at a time and getting them punched. All right, last little set here, I think. I'm gonna punch this. I do use, like I said, the guide marks on the punch, so that is all done now. All right, and then we're going to get this planner out. Now, this is actually my holiday planner. I haven't done a flip through of this one, I don't think, so that might be a separate video. I just think this video is getting a little bit long, even though I wanted to do more actually, but it's already a little bit long. So I have a couple of holiday items, including some Easter stuff that I need to get in here, but I have it set up right now with basically 2 months, like 2 dividers for each month, and I'm going to April. So April is where I'm putting all of my Easter stuff. I have this Easter egg hunt flyer, and on the back I'll have to blur this out, but it's essentially the church service for Easter. So let me grab my pages that I printed out, and we're gonna stick this entire set in here. All right. Again, like we got the cover, and all of the copy paper pages that are in here. I really wanted to actually get in here and start writing, but this video is already like definitely longer than 10 minutes. So, you know, I can't really tell, like once I start editing, I'm not quite sure how long the video is. So what we're going to do is just flip through this thing. All right. Sorry again for having to blur out on the flyer, but we are going to take a look. Again, this is a free printable from Lemony Fizz. I will link that in the description. I printed out only the pages that I liked, and so, you know, I just super enjoyed putting this together. So I've got the cover, the index, just to give myself the full list from the website. Then I've got the dates, my checklist, dinner menu, which I printed out, or like Easter menu that I printed out 3 times. I have my shopping list. Then I have the 40 days of gratitude, and then 2 pages that have vision board memories type things, but I'm going to use them for notes. I did print them one-sided too, so I definitely can write on the other side of the planner. And then I have, again, like these Easter pages that I need to trim down and tuck into my Easter planner. I'm going to put this Valentine's Day card here. And yeah, we're going to call it done. Guys, don't skimp out on free printables, you know. DIY doesn't have to mean do it all yourself. Definitely do it yourself, but doing it all yourself, that can, definitely lead to planner burnout. So I'm more than happy to print it out. I will go in and give it my own touches in a different video. Maybe not even a video, I'll just do it for myself. But that is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, use these printables, you guys. So if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel, and until the next video, bye guys.